whoever you're looking to partner with, whatever you're looking for, whatever audience you want to tap into, the first thing you want to do is understand their business. You want to understand what are they doing, how do they operate, what do they do with those customers, and then see, are there any needs or wants that they have that you can supply. What's up, guys? Eric here. Appreciate you guys joining me today. And today we're going to talk about something that just happened to me when I had a real life experience ordering something on Amazon. What happened was I ordered some basketballs on Amazon and they came, about 6 of them, wrong size. So I had to return them. I went into Amazon. I said return to make it super simple. And they gave me some options. They said you can either return it at Kohl's for free or you can pay to be at UPS or whatever. I said yes to the free. And where I live, there's a UPS in the shopping center where Kohl's is. So I originally first go to UPS and I bring all the boxes in. And the guys at UPS, and I'm buddies with them, they're like, this is for Kohl's, that's free. You got to pay for it here. I'm like, really? Kohl's? Like, I've never been in Kohl's in my life. I don't even know what they sell in there, other than I know they're like some department store of some sort. So I almost pay UPS just to avoid going into the store. But then they tell me what the price will be to send the 6 basketballs back. So I'm like, my wife will kill me if I pay for this when I can get it for free. So I said, all right. So I just drive down to Kohl's. Mind you, I have my 6-pound puppy with me, right? Little Ozzy, my Maltipoo. So I'm carrying 6 boxes and a little pooch with me as I'm like trying to get around this place. And I get to Kohl's and I have no idea. Like, I'm almost like intimidated to walk in there because I have no idea. It's like a department store, but I'm going to return 6 boxes. And it's a lot. So I'm like dragging these 6 boxes. I have this small little 6-pound Maltipoo in my hand as I'm doing it. I walk in. I see people at the register. They're buying stuff. And I'm like, excuse me, can I return these Amazon boxes here? And they're like, sorry, you got to go in the back. So I'm like, okay. So I start to drag these boxes. I put one box into the other. So I'm dragging all these boxes and it's hard. It's like hurting my hand. And I'm going slowly through the aisle. I'm going all the way to the back. Takes me, it feels like 10 minutes to like drag it. I'm switching hands each time I get to the back. I'm like, whew, all right. I see some place where you can return stuff. But that's not where you can return your Amazon stuff. You got to go make a left now. So now I got to go down another aisle. Boom. I hook a left. I go all the way down that aisle. I get to the Amazon part where you can now return your goods for free. Okay, cool. I wait online and I get to the part where I'm like, hi, I'm here to return my stuff for Amazon. No questions asked. They scan everything that I have from Amazon. And now I can easily just stand there and watch them as they take it, they bag it, they put the sticker on it, and it's boom, done. Took like less than 3 minutes. Easiest thing ever. All right, so everything's going back. Awesome. Now here's the kicker. Here's where it got fun and interesting and why I just love business. I love seeing what people are doing. I love when you see smart thinkers, strategic thinkers, things that are happening outside the box. Because what happens is that, we all complicate business. And really, business is pretty simple, right? We overcomplicate stuff. It's like, we get into like all these different marketing ways to drive traffic and get people to hook them in, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's a pretty simple model, right? It's like, what do you sell? How do you make money? And then you got to figure out from around how you make money, how to hook people to come in and buy from you, right? And there's a lot of different ways you can do it. But in this case, right, Kohl's, who I'm definitely not a Kohl's customer, they print out a receipt. And the receipt I got was this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm going to get up and show it to you. You got to see this. And then I'll read it out to you, right? So I don't know if you can see that or not, but I just want you to look at that. They give me a thank you receipt and then options on a coupon. And I'm going to read it out to you, all right? So ultimately, I get this receipt from Kohl's, and it's like, thanks for visiting us today. We'd like to offer you a Kohl's savings coupon. Happy shopping. Take 25% off right now. It's valid from the day I got there until, I think it was May 27th when I did it, and then June 3rd. So they give me a week to buy something. And this is the kicker, in-store only. So I have a coupon right now for 25% in-store only. See below for details and exclusions, blah, 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 blah. Then it says, or if you want, you can take an extra 35% off when you open and use a Kohl's charge in store today. Valid on your first Kohl's charge purchase, subject to credit approval. See below for details, blah, 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 blah. Then it says 25% offer is valid for one transaction with any tender type. And then there's a bunch of other stuff in here. But the thing here is that on the confirmation of me sending back my stuff from Amazon, having nothing to do with Kohl's, they're trying to upsell me into becoming a customer, either buying something right there and then, or opening up a charge card. And they're incentivizing me by giving me a huge percentage off to buy. Well, guess what, guys? As I walked out, the genius of it is I bought some clothes. I bought like a golf shirt, a golf shorts, belts, and a hat. I don't know, I spent a few $100, which I never would have spent there. And I got the percentage off and it was great. And the beauty is here. I want to break this down of what they did and why it's not as complicated. And when you see these huge companies doing things like this, I want you to try to take what they're doing and then apply it to your business. With Kohl's, what they've done is they partner with Amazon. They're giving Amazon a service that Amazon needs. Amazon needs places to collect the returns and then ship them out, right? And there's tons, FedEx, UPS, whatever, right? But you can go and pay for that. But Amazon is also giving you an option where you can do it for free. Now, I don't know the deal of what Kohl's and Amazon are doing together. I don't know how that's going to work or what's happening, but I can tell you how I can see the value from both sides, where Amazon's getting some service from Kohl's. Kohl's has an employee already in the store being paid who's doing this, right? So whatever they pay that rep, whatever per hour to actually do the transactions. Amazon's giving you the slips and the shipping and all that jazz. So it's not Kohl's paying for that. You just have to print it out and bring it to Kohl's. And then what they're doing is they're adding value to the customer from Amazon, but also it looks like Kohl's is with Amazon. So immediately they get credibility to me, right? They're creating goodwill with me, right? If Amazon's willing to part with them, then they're okay in my book. But then what they're doing is they're ultimately getting in touch with Amazon customers. Now, who doesn't want to get in touch with Amazon customers? I mean, it's a no-brainer. Every person in the world has an Amazon account. So if you think about the amount of foot traffic that they're getting for people to come into the store, okay? Think about that. To come into the store. In a world today where it's all about the internet and all these department stores are closing, right? Like the Bloomingdale's, all these stores in New York City, they're all closing because there's not enough foot traffic. But Kohl's has a problem, right? They don't have a lot of foot traffic and they're not even in New York City. So what they do is they partner with Amazon, and to provide a service, now they're getting people to come into their store. There's a lot of ways to look at it from like a cost perspective, right? One would be, well, Kohl's can go buy ads to try to drive foot traffic into a store, right? They could buy internet ads, radio ads, whatever, right? Or they can take that cost that they were willing to spend on marketing, partner with an Amazon, and get Amazon to direct the traffic into Kohl's. And there's a cost that they're going to eat because it's worth it for them to get people into their store. Now you have an Amazon customer that's in there waiting, and the smart thing that they do is they put it in the back of the store. The reason they do that, they don't, you think about it, it's like, oh, right, I was dragging 6 boxes with my dog. I mean, it was like annoying for me, right? But like, if Amazon is working with Kohl's and Kohl's is going to eat that cost, well, they're going to try to upsell the person. They're going to try to create a relationship with that person. They're going to try to do something to extend this first visit. By putting it in the back of the store, it's inconvenient for me, but it's still, listen, it's free. If I want convenience, I can pay for shipping and I can go to UPS or FedEx and then just ship it out. But it's free. So, all right, most people are like, you know what, it's inconvenient, but it's free. I don't have to, they're saving me $50, $100, $150, whatever it is. Depends how much the package weighs. But so by doing that, I'm walking through these aisles and I'm seeing all these different things on the racks, clothes, things for Father's Day. I mean, they're getting tons of impressions on their products, right? Strategically in store, they're laying out the flow, the path for me to get to Amazon. They got to be laying things out in a way where they're putting some of their best items as they're going, right? Boom, 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 right? The model for Kohl's would be, all right, we're giving you this this coupon at the end, right? This was a returns confirmation, but on the returns confirmation, they're putting in here a coupon, right? And they have a tracking ID. It says KOH1174118437. Date and time we were there, store number 0380. All that stuff on the bottom, that's just for them to track what's going on in this partnership, right? Maybe the partnership's for 6 months, for a year. And what they want to see is, I mean, data is everything. We always talk about this, right? I preach it all the time with just data, math tells you everything. Well, in real life, in the world where you're walking into store, it's very hard to track, right? So like on the internet, if you click and you go somewhere and sign up for something, you can track all the way through from the visit to the purchase, and then you can see where they're coming from, time, date, stamp, IP, all that good jazz. You can cookie them to retarget. But here, when I'm walking in store, you can't. But what they do is when they give me this is the ticket for tracking. They know that I was there because of Amazon. So if I make any purchases and I use this and they scan that, it's going to go and tell me what store the sales came through, what the date and time was. There's a tracking ID, right? So like all of those things are going to say where I purchased this. And now they can look at that and be able to see how much revenue was generated off of all the visits from the people from Amazon, right? So they can look at all the costs, they can look at the revenue, and then they can see, does this work, right? Is the model working? You know, for me, I spent a few $100s, and now I'm a customer, and it's a no-brainer, guys. Like, bottom line is, value is given on both ends, right? It works for Amazon because they're getting free shipping. It works for Kohl's because they're getting Amazon customers into the store. And then from that point on, Kohl's is delivering a service. They're adding value. They're for everyone. And then what they're doing is they're making an offer to me. It's as simple as that. How smart is that? Any store could have done that. All of these retail stores that are struggling with getting foot traffic could have done this. And someone in Kohl's was smart enough to think about this and go and reach out to Amazon and do a strategic deal. It's called business development. I just want to point this out because I love this. This is hustle. This is how you build businesses. This is how I built my business. Okay. People are always complaining, oh man, I don't know how to buy ads. I don't have money. I don't know how to do this. It's too hard. You guys know you've been doing this. You have marketing. Guys, this is simply just somebody in Kohl's hustled and did a deal with Amazon. It was a biz dev deal. Smart. Okay. No money out of pocket. What they did though was they took what they had available and they are now performing a service for Amazon because they can execute on that service. So somebody figured out a need that Amazon had. I want to go through the just simple process or the procedure of how you would do this. There's 4 steps here on if you wanted to do this for your business. And then we could talk about maybe some examples of how you would do this and apply what they're doing to businesses online, right? On my business, maybe your business, right? I'll give you a few examples off the top of my head. Ultimately, the 4 things are this. Here's the 4 steps. Number 1 is whoever you're looking to partner with, whatever you're looking for, whatever audience you want to tap into, the first thing you want to do is understand their business. You want to understand what are they doing, how do they operate, what do they do with those customers, and then see, are there any needs or wants that they have that you can supply? Because number 2 is you're going to solve that problem for them. If you have a business that is operating today, your core business, but then you have the ability now to also execute for somebody else and partner with them, then you would try to marry that with them, right? In this scenario, returns from Amazon. Kohl's is the ones accepting the returns and helping ship them, right? They're not paying for the shipping, but they're just the whole process. And there's tons. I mean, the packages that you see from Amazon on a daily basis from all these people, I mean, it's massive, massive. I mean, I'd love to see the data of everything that's shipped today. What percentage of that is Amazon? Maybe I'll go and Google that one day and just, come back. But I'd have to say, if I guessed, I would say 75% of everything that's shipped is probably coming from Amazon. Massive, right? So once that Kohl's identifies that Amazon is a need and they now can solve that problem, now they reach out and try to do a deal explaining, hey guys, what's up? Like, I see that you guys have a lot of returns coming from Amazon. We can handle those returns. We'll do that for free for you. So Amazon doesn't have to pay. You can give an option to your customer, but they don't have to pay. It's a win for everybody, right? It's a win for Amazon because they can offer a service to the customer for free to return. The customer doesn't have to pay for shipping, so that's free for them. And Kohl's now gets in-store foot traffic, which is super, super valuable in today's day and age, right? And then forget internet, adding on COVID, right? So those are the first two steps. Figuring out what the need is for the partner you want to do some biz dev with to tap into their audience, their community, their customer base. 2 is you're going to have to solve that problem. Number 3 is you just have to execute. You have to deliver value. So in this case, Kohl's is actually delivering the value because they can do it. You can't call up and say, hey, Amazon, I want to handle all this. And then if you don't have the ability to actually execute on it, I mean, it's going to be a disaster, right? So you gotta look at you do and how you fit their needs, right? You know that you're solving the problem, but then you have to execute on that problem. And if you can't do it yourself, well, then you got to find somebody else that can, right? You still can do this deal, right? And if you can't handle the shipping, then you can potentially find somebody else that you can work with, do a deal with them, and have them be the ones that are handling the shipping. Any of us can do that. I can go do that. I can call up Amazon if I had a contact, tell them I'll handle all the shipping, I'll do it for free, and then I'll go and call somebody that handles shipping, maybe create a relationship with them and explain to them that I could give them something. If I could find something that they need, that I can add value for them, they in return could handle all the shipping, possibly, right? But so number 3 is you need to be able to execute. So either you need to be able to do it or you have somebody that you're partnering with that can do it for you. That's step 3. And step 4 is once you do that, you deliver value, you execute. You got to make an offer. Okay? You got to give them an offer. I didn't ask for a coupon. They gave me my receipt. Now, I'm going to keep this receipt, right? Because I just shipped all this stuff back and I want to have proof just in case things get lost in the mail, right? And then they call me up and say, you didn't send it. I'm like, well, yeah, I did. Here's my confirmation. And they have all of that information in their system because they're tracking it, right? The tracking on this thing is not only for them to track what they shipped, but also to track if I do anything, if I redeem this coupon. And they're going to track that revenue back to the business model of what they're doing with Amazon. Genius, guys. So just to go over those steps, 1, figure out the needs. 2, you have to then be able to solve a problem. Number 3, solve the problem that they have. Once you identify what the problem is, you need to solve the problem. And 3, you need to execute. And once you execute and you deliver the value and you're done, then you want to give them something to do, some action that they can take. You want to make some offer. It doesn't matter if it's for them to buy with a coupon. It could be for them to sign up for an email list. It could be for anything that your business could use to ascend them up the ladder and take advantage of all of the traffic you're getting from that partner, right? In this case, it's in-store foot traffic. Now, let's apply this to online businesses, right?